is Nia S1 and welcome to a Kwanzaa 365, a 7-day celebration for a year-long practice.
Greetings, my name is Kenya K. Stevens. I am CEO of Progressive Love Academy in Asheville, North Carolina. Today is Kwanzaa Day 5, and here we are with Nia, purpose. What would be the reason, the purpose as to why we would build our communities? That is what we focus on Kwanzaa Day 5. And here we have the kinara, which symbolizes Nia, the holding together of all of these elements, everything held together in one. That is community. And the purpose, my goodness, safety, protection, ease, comfort, delight, love, family. These are all symbolized in this Kwanzaa symbol, the kinara. So for each of our 7 principles of Kwanzaa, we say a prayer. We do a libation. We invoke the ancestors from which the Kwanzaa celebration has come. Those words mean we call forth. We call forth that which is goodness. We call forth that which is peace. We call forth that which is community. We call forth the supports, like the kinara, strong, holding us together. We call forth all that is needed for strong communities, strong families, and a beautiful, powerful, powerful structure. Thank you for taking this prayer with me. Kwanzaa is that time of year where we can actually focus on the principles that we want to develop and inculcate into our culture over the next 365 days. Kwanzaa 365, a 7-day celebration for a year-long practice. Tonight we light the candle of Nia, purpose, structure, organization.
We just lit candles with Kenya Stevens and gave praises. And now, if you will, at home, stand up and get ready to sing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, sung by Lita Lyric Jones.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Hi, how you doing? I hope you're enjoying the program. My name is Nia S1 and this is a Kwanzaa 365, a 7-day celebration for a year-long practice.
My name is Daniel Suber, and we're right here in Asheville, North Carolina, bringing you some special words about Kwanzaa. So when we talk about Kwanzaa, there's many different principles that, can help to guide someone, that can help to guide a community towards betterment. And when we really think about that, like what is better? What is betterment? Where are we heading? What do we actually do? Like, why is this stuff even important? And so that brings us to purpose. So purpose. We are on the 5th principle of Kwanzaa. Purpose is actually called Nia. So when we think about Nia and that purpose, what's important to your heart? Like, what really makes you smile? And what makes you smile, that smile that you can't fight? What makes you just, like everything is just perfect in your life. Everything is just good when you have this thing, when you have, these people in your life. Sometimes when we pay attention to those things, it can guide us to our purpose. What do you see in the world that stands out to you that should be changed, that should be different? What causes you pain? What makes you, what makes you angry? But those different things are telling you something about, what's important in your life. Okay, so that purpose in a community, though, what is important to a community? What is the community trying to achieve together? And for that, it takes community conversations. It takes building trust and talking about goals, talking about our hearts, really revealing those. Really, it's kind of like a sensitive piece of us, like to reveal our heart. And people aren't always used to that. Sometimes we used to hide in that. But it's really our heart that's going to lead us to our purpose, and it's going to keep us there. All right. So that purpose, I got kind of like a story for you, kind of like a story. And it's all about energy. It's all about truth, all about our purpose. So may it inspire you. So energy and truth, negative energy and positive, both seemingly alive, seeking and searching for whomever they can find. For whomever they can find that will open up space. For one of them would trick you. Delicious poison with destructive, great taste. For the other will whisper, and it has a beautiful, great light that everyone can see, whether it's today or tonight. So what will it be, and where can they go? What will you do, and how can you grow? They both could look good depending on the mood, emotions, feelings, thoughts, words, and truths. There's a lot and a little in this whole situation to honor. And it's hard, so much to consider with our hearts and to ponder. This is what we call life in the earth. And so then we fight. And we fight and we fight. So may we fight for what's right. May we listen and make peace. Please don't be fooled. Because the energy knows what it likes. And it knows what it likes because it likes you. It knows how to find you, and it knows what to do. And I hope we've been listening because it knows all the rules. So may we follow the best of our hearts, dreams, goals, and truths. So then we can look back on this and think about how much we all grew. So may these words really just help to keep you centered in your focus on what you want to bring to your life that is positive, that's good. There's a lot of negative things in life that are going to try to distract us and hold us down. There's a lot of challenges. There's oppression. Like look at the societies that we live in. There's all kinds of things to challenge us and to try to get us off of our purpose. And if we really were not careful, we might never think about our purpose at all in our whole life. But there's a special reason that you're here. A special reason that you are looking at this right now. Something really special, and only you can do the things that you can do. Only you can bring about whatever is flowing through you. You're the vehicle for that. You're the vehicle for that change, for that growth, whatever your talents are, whatever you're bringing to this world. There's something very special and important. It's not an accident. You are who you are on purpose. So from here, whatever you go and whatever you do, I hope that you do on purpose. And whatever happens on accident, I hope that it's all positive for your life. So remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, think, why is this important? Why is this important to me? Why is this important to my community? What is the purpose of my actions and what I'm doing here? Whatever you choose, whatever those actions may be, whatever purposes that you may find for yourself, your community, your family, whatever, then I hope you stay centered in them. I hope you learn. I hope you continue to grow. Good luck, good luck, good luck. You can do this. So, my name is Daniel, and we're right here in Asheville, North Carolina. This is Kwanzaa 365, and it's a 7-day celebration for a year-long practice. Let's do it.
I hope you're enjoying yourself there at home. I know we're enjoying ourselves here. And so now, let's take a moment with the elder, Elder Alexander Ravenel.
Good day. My name is Alexander Ravenel II, and we are celebrating Kwanzaa 365, a 7-day celebration for a year-round practice. And today we are talking about Nia, which has to do with purpose. And it is defined to develop or to build and develop the community in order to restore the members to their traditional greatness. To their traditional greatness. This is particularly important to me because as a boy, my daddy made certain that we had history books at home. Apart from the purpose of learning who we are as a people, not according to American history necessarily, but that also inclusive, but the history of all mankind so that we might have an appreciation or at least understand where a person was coming from. And of course, my early experience with regard to religion caused me to reject religion because its purpose, I realized early, was to orientate me to a white savior, which took the responsibility of saving myself from my hand suggestively. And I place it back into my hands and determine that I am my Savior, not the white Jesus whom they had perpetuated for all of my life and still do so now. But again, when I look at purpose, I see it from this standpoint with regard to a father and son relationship. If a man doesn't teach his son to a trade, he teaches him to steal. Because the first goal in a boy's life is to learn to become a man. Thusly, the first goal in a girl's life is to learn to become a woman. And thereby, purpose is not only found and discovered, but purpose is also fulfilled. And when we go back beyond the American history with regard to black people's experience, we will find tremendous, phenomenal greatness, the truth of which has been buried and millions of dollars spent to do so. But notwithstanding, truth has an element within it which causes it to rise, and it is permanent, and there is nothing can negate it. You may cover it up, but you cannot negate it. It's like trying to kill dirt. With all that is happening to the black man today, he continues to rise. And yes, I know our Brother Floyd is gone, but I see Brother Floyd in the spirit realm, manipulating things in a manner for those who are susceptible to that level of consciousness in the afterlife, thus being propelled in this experience to move with a purpose that he himself could not fulfill. And with regard to purpose, there is something that we need to look at from this historical perspective with regard to actualizing purpose, which is to build and develop the community in order to restore the member to their traditional greatness. We've got to take our education into our own hands and re-educate ourselves, unlearn the things that has been given to us, whereby many people, not just black people, but many people become subjected to and become the slaves of the 1% element that appears, and I said appear, to be controlling everything, because just as sure As evil prevails, evil will outdo itself because it is not real. It is an element that cannot last, and it destroys those who perpetuate it. And so I think that an important thing for family to look at, there's a brother called Carter G. Wilson. He says, if you are interested in knowing the contributing or a contributing factor to the possible present situation and economic condition, then I suggest, as he wrote this with regard to this particular book, The Miseducation of the Negro. The miseducation of the Negro, because, and this was the reason why our people of my hue, was indoctrinated with the language which they themselves embraced for the enslavement of themselves, because the enslaver has to have participation in order to produce a slave. And so we are now in a state where we are resurrecting ourselves. We have the opportunity to resurrect ourselves. And unfortunately, those who've subjugated us to what appear to have been slavery are fearful that our resurrection is going to visit upon them the things that they've perpetuated. Well, that's a given. They're going to reap what they sow anyway, the same as you do. Because I am not naive enough, as one time I was, to think that every one of my hue was right on and all of the others were not. It's a character thing. It's a heart element. It's a consciousness factor. But continuing, The Miseducation of the Negro. And he also wrote another book, African Heroes and Heroines. And this is something that is really very necessary today in order for us and all persons to get a different sense of who we are. It's not enough, just enough. And in fact, I would submit that there are more people who are not of our so-called hue, so-called African Americans, who know more about us than the African American knows. But it's okay that they should know it. What's important and effective and purposeful, resulting in the success and harmony for all persons, even those who suppress the truth, is that they too will be blessed and benefit when you begin to stand on your truth. Now, I also had the privilege of being a student of Dr. John Henrik Clarke. Very powerful, powerful, powerful teacher. I just want to share with you a few quotes in the time that I have that he mentioned that I found very profound, and I use it to nurture me and to be a guidance in my experience. And when a situation arises where this becomes relevant, I'm reminded of these things. He says, the first light of human consciousness, the first light of human consciousness and the world's first civilization were in Africa. That is something to be mindful of. You ought to write that down and put it on your wall. Perhaps put it in the ceiling so that it will infuse you and imbue you with the necessary traditional strength. And also the other thing I find is when you become aware of your history, the ancestors appear. They appear, and some of them appear depending on your spiritual development, where you can actually see them in your waking state. But notwithstanding, they appear, and you might see them in your dream, or you may see them in a change that takes place within you over a period of time because of your focus upon these relevant truths. Here's another thing he said, John Henrik Clarke. He said, whoever is in control of the hell in your life is your devil. So the purpose then is to become free. That's what Nia is, to become free. For a boy to become a man, for a girl to become a woman, for a family to become a unit, for a community to collectively come together to create a purpose for the members thereof. And hopefully, by reason of keeping the profit in the community, share the resources of that community with those abroad. Abroad meaning outside of the community. Here's something else that my teacher, John Henrik Clarke, said. He said, a people's relationship to their heritage is the same as the relationship of a child to its mother. Imagine that. How close is that? Divine. I mean, going back to George Floyd, I mean, he could have called out for anything. But it's often the last resort. We remember where our address is, where Mama resides. And as Mama is in the heart, oh, Mama. I mean, I've got many mothers who've adopted me, many women who've adopted me, but I only have one mother. Here's what he says also, and this is pretty profound, one or two more. He said, anytime someone says, and this is what happened with regard to these Jesus in I didn't have that stuff in my church when I had church. No white Jesus. And I ain't got nothing against white folks. That is not anymore. But no white Jesus, because I don't want that thing impressed upon the subconscious of those who are unaware, because they begin to relinquish their own authority by reason of worshiping something that has no relevance to themselves. But in any case, he says, anytime someone says your God is ugly and you release your God to join their God, there is no hope for your freedom. Absolutely none. Until you once more believe in your own concept of deity. So you have an individual personal responsibility to develop a personal relationship with God and God's relationship with you. And I submit that that is the purpose of the church. The purpose of the church is to bring the individual to the threshold of developing their personal relationship with God. And that's the scripture says, let every man be persuaded by his own mind. So if your God is Yah, wonderful. If your God is Jehovah, wonderful. If your God is Yahweh, wonderful. The important thing is you're relating to a God who loves you. And the other thing that Professor John Henrik Clarke says, he said, powerful people cannot afford to educate people that they oppressed. Because once you are educated, truly educated, you will not ask for power, you will take it. And so that's why the miseducation has perpetuated itself, and thus the opportunity for us today to educate ourselves, to educate our children. And as Brother Michael Hayes made reference to his father and the influences that his father has been upon his life, and his father's father, this is what we're talking about, coming to that place where education propels you to bring about your individual traditional greatness and accentuate, because everything that was built in America was built by a priest. They were priestly carpenters, they were priestly brick masons, they were priestly artisans, they were priestly musicians, priestly linguists, lyricists, priestly people. And by reason thereof, oh man, to build and develop the community in order to restore the members to their traditional greatness. And I assure you, doing that, there is no way that you can do falsity to another individual. So, again, this is Kwanzaa 365, a 7-day celebration for year-round practice. My name is Alexander Ravenel II, and I thank you very much for joining us. I look forward to talking with you on tomorrow.
Kwanzaa is a joyous time of year, and to celebrate that, we are going to have a musical rendition from one of my favorite artists. Enjoy.
How many ways can I say that I need you? I try every day, but I still can't get through. I'm pulling on strings 'cause I just wanna please you, but you keep filling up space with that I don't need you attitude. So I won't be a fool, no, no. You got me breaking all my rules for your love. You got some kind of hold on me. It's easy to see, but at the end of the day, just know that I got me. If you want me, this love. Can I tell you about this love? Through all the pain, you're still in love, my love. this love, through all the pain, you're still in love. My love, don't come at me with the he say, she say. Since you already know them games I don't play. You don't need an excuse to escape, 'cause I won't stay where I'm unwanted anyway today. Remind me, I don't need all this pain that you bring. I saw you differently, that we were meant to be. I know people change and it's okay. I got love in my soul for you, baby. So can I tell you about this love? Through all the pain, you're still in love. My love, this love, can I tell you about this love? Through all the pain, you're still in love. My love, this love, this love, this love, this love. Enough, 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 enough. How many ways can I say that I need you? Oh. I'm trying me deep but still can't get through. Oh, 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 yeah. Can I tell you about this love? Still in love, my love, this love, can I tell you about this love? Through all the pain, you're still in love, my love. Check my story, y'all. This one is called Focus on Us. This is also off of the project with DJ Audio. stylish, yeah, you know we're bulletproof. You're mine, I'm yours. It's all that matters now. Just focus on us. Tell me what you need, I got it, baby, yeah, it's all for you. Ain't nobody out here that can stop us, yeah, you know we're bulletproof. You're mine, I'm yours. It's all that matters now. Just focus on us. Waiting up, don't know why. Said you'd be here by 5, should've known that you lied. Don't know how else to make it clear to you. Nobody makes me feel the way you do. If you're not here, I'm lonely, sad and blue. Tell me what to do. If you wanna be single, you wanna stay out and mingle, keep your phone on loud. Since when is that how we rock? Just be real, make it clear. Communication's key. Telling you that's all we need. You know I'm here for you, whatever you're going through. Thought you already knew, but your ex so brand new. See, I'm not gonna beg, no. You don't have to ride alone. Just come back home and tell me what you need. I got it, baby, yeah, it's all for you. Ain't nobody out here that can stop us, yeah, you know we're bulletproof. You're mine, I'm yours. It's all that matters now. Just focus on us. Hey, yeah, tell me what you need. I got it, baby, yeah, it's all for you. Ain't nobody out here that can stop us, yeah, you know we're bulletproof. You're mine, I'm yours. It's all that matters now. Focus on me, I focus on you. We focus on us, no way we can lose. Focus on me, I focus on you. We focus on us, no way we can lose. Focus on me, focus on you. We focus on us, no way we can lose. Focus on me, focus on you. We focus on us, no way we can lose. Focus on me, we focus on you. We focus on us, no way we can lose. Focus on me, I focus on you. We focus on us, no way we can lose. Focus on me, focus on you. Focus on us, no way we can lose. Yeah. So tell me what you need, I got it, baby, yeah, it's all for you. Ain't nobody out here that can stop us, yeah, you know we're bulletproof. Said you're mine, and I'm yours. All that matters, love. So tell me what you need, I got it, baby, yeah, it's all for you. Ain't nobody out here that can stop us, yeah, you know we're bulletproof. You're mine, I'm yours. It's all that matters, love.
Wondered how the future and the present stands on the shoulders of the past, and how a call to action can stimulate a crowd into doing something more than they thought was able to be done. So right now, we are going to join Michael Hayes as he presents a past, present, future call to action.
My name is Michael Hayes, Executive Director of Umoja Health, Wellness, and Justice Collective here in Asheville, North Carolina. I'd like to welcome you to Kwanzaa, our 7-day celebration for a year-round practice. Today we are on our 5th principle of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Our first principle is Umoja, which is unity. Our second principle is Kujitagulia, which is self-determination. Third principle is Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. And our fourth principle is Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics. Today we will be discussing Nia, which is purpose, and that is defined to make our collective vocation the building and development of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Nia, purpose. I like to revert back to the past so that we can talk about the present and go to the future. So in the past, there was no doubt that our church was the cornerstone, that our schools was the cornerstone, that wherever we had our elders, that was our cornerstone. And they guided us in the principles that actually allowed us to find our purpose. There was this thing that the rites of passage was so different back in the day. I remember my father saying that his grandfather used to take him to the bank so he could so my father could sit and watch my grandfather as he did business. Now my grandfather was the pastor of the church, so he had a lot of different suits that he could wear, but he said every time my grandfather went to the bank, he would wear his overalls. He wears overalls with his work boots. So he would go in showing that, okay, I work a farm, I'm a working man, and he had the education to out-talk any banker, but he went in minimalizing his education. But my father said he knew his purpose. So my father said, okay, but what he did not allow my father to do was walk in the same shoes that he did. He made sure that my father excelled in his schoolwork. He made sure that my father excelled in his in the way he presented himself, and he made sure my father excelled at everything he did, because the rites of passage was you watch what I do, but then you become better than I am. Somehow those rites of passage has gone a different direction. Now we see our young black men think about their rites of passage is to either shoot somebody, get shot, do time in prison, drop out of school. It's funny that we celebrate those who are being released from prison more than we celebrate those who graduate from college. I see free my brother this, free my brother that all the time, but what I don't see is congratulations to my brother who just got his doctorate. We have to change that mentality. But how do we change that mentality? It's simple. Nia, purpose. My father and my mother saw my purpose. Not only, they weren't the ones who saw my purpose, my school teachers saw my purpose. The community leaders, the black community leaders saw my purpose. And even though I didn't walk in my purpose at that time, even though I did everything that I was not supposed to do, even though I did end up going to prison, going to jail, they still believed in me important to my purpose. The challenge for us, for the future of our young people, is for us to pour into their purpose. We have the ability right now with virtual learning, with technology, with all of these social networks that are going on, to find and pour into our people, our young people at a very early age. And remember, the purpose, Nia, is about making our collective vocation the building and developing of our community. Technology has passed anything that we thought it would. And with technology being what it is and our young people being so keen in technology and then being able to find and search whatever they want to, why don't we use that to better our young people so that we can better our community, to better the collective? Purpose, and we do this in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. We have always been great. Basketball, they talk about LeBron being the greatest, and then they talk about Michael Jordan being the greatest, and I think somehow or another we forgot about Bill Russell, because Bill Russell has 11 titles. Bill Russell was also a coach. Bill Russell was and still is, in my eyes, the greatest. So, and we can pour into the greatness for every generation. How great can our young people be when they understand their purpose? There was a great football player, and gosh, I wish I could remember his name, but he played for the Minnesota Vikings, Alan Page. He played for the Minnesota Vikings and was a feared member of the Purple People Eaters defense. He was fearless. He was angry all the time. And they said, "You are such a great football player." And I remember him saying, "That's not my purpose." And Alan Page became a judge. How do we define and when do we define our purpose? The challenge is this. The challenge is for us right now to this day, right now, starting this day, to start to look at our young people and to help them to find and define their purpose. We don't have to wait until they go through jail, prison, before they feel like their rites of passage is at 12 and 13-year-olds when they feel like they want to carry a gun. No, I challenge you to help them find their purpose at a young age. So by the time they hit that age of 13 and 14, when somebody's trying to convince them to do something wrong, they already know their purpose. See, there's a lot of young people that know their purpose right now, but because they are up against so many odds, from COVID-19 to the rise of the gang culture and the gang population, to the rise of law enforcement coming against them or being against them because they're just young, black, and gifted. Now is the perfect time for us to realize that once we start pouring into the purpose of our young people at an early age and allowing them to live in that purpose and to cultivate that purpose and that talent and that gift, the other principles are going to come into play, but they need to see those as well. But Nia, purpose, and allowing people to walk in their purpose. My purpose might not be, you might not see my purpose actually manifest itself until I hit a certain age. We might not see it manifest themselves until our young people until they hit a certain age. But we still have to continue to pour into them. The fifth principle is Nia, and that is purpose. We're celebrating Kwanzaa, and this is a 7-day celebration for a year-long practice. My name is Michael Hayes, and from the YMI Culture Center here in Asheville, North Carolina. Thank you guys for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Rakem Sekou with Capital Awareness and Kwanzaa 365. Hopefully you've enjoyed day 5 of our Kwanzaa celebration, Nia, purpose. Understand that drive, determination comes from knowing what you want to achieve and driving towards that relentlessly as a community and individually. I'd like to thank some of the people that made this project possible. Hamilton Media Design, Michael Hayes, Umoja Collective, Aaron Oliver, Social Media Director, Angela Clemens, LLC, Daniel Suber, and Kenya K. Stevens with the Progressive Love Academy.
Yes, the 5th day. This is the 5th day, and I thank you once again. My name is Net Smalin. On behalf of the YMI Cultural Center, thank you for tuning in to Kwanzaa 365. Nia, purpose. The purpose to help rebuild our communities, to put our best foot forward in everything we do. I'd like to take this time to thank a few people who helped make this program possible. Dewana Little, the Executive Director of the YMI Cultural Center and the YMI Board of Directors. Kai Linzian. I also would like to thank Lita Lyric Jones, Elder Alexander Ravenel, Kevin Spears and Shinobi. I also would like to thank Theodore Philson, the YMI Building Manager, and Sonia Bruton, SB Catering.
Habari gani, Nia. Nia is purpose. To collectively focus our energy on building and developing our community in order to restore our people to our traditional greatness. Blessed love. I am Ja Daniel on behalf of Capital Awareness and Kwanzaa 365. I would like to wish you and your family and loved ones a happy and blessed Kwanzaa. I have a few people that I would like to give special thanks to. That is Virtuous, Denise Carter, Spaceman Jones, Jamar Woods, Brothers in Christ, and Tonia Plummer, the YMI Operations Manager. So at the end of every night of Kwanzaa, we have a ritual where we chant Harambe, and I need you guys to do it with me. Everybody who's watching at home, we need your participation. Reach as high as you can. and we're going to pull in energy from the universe, and we're going to chant Harambe 7 times. Harambe, 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 Harambe,